Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. I hope you're having a good day. These are general readings, so we're going to take what works and leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch a wavelength on this storyline, go check your other major placements. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And just about half the internet can help you find those if you don't know what they are. Like there's all sorts of calculators that can plug in. And then we're going to start with this Moonology, this huge deck combining Moonology and Work Your Light Oracle cards. And then we'll move to a more traditional spread with the Golden Tarot. All right. We take these all as like a little paragraph. They kind of all relate to each other. Oh, I feel like you got something like this last week too. So this could be a different storyline or the same storyline as before. I don't know. All right, this has to do with relationships. It has to do with, it definitely has to do with relationships. Holy crap, with some sort of like equalized, weren't we talking last week, having a vague memory of you guys, maybe it was somebody else, but I think you guys were needing to sort of rewrite the rules of a relationship. This is sort of along the same veins, but it's so relationship, emotional sharing, heavy. It's really amazing. It doesn't matter where we start. So a new relationship cycle begins, new moon in Libra, compromise, teaming up, new relationships, that kind of thing, balance, new thing coming in here. It could be a new cycle or a new pattern of relating with a relationship that you've had for a long time. I'm not sure. I wish I would have done this one first, but here we are. We did this one first because I think this might be at the end of this other process, or it could be at the beginning, at the end of whatever else is here. So anyway, but there's some sort of renewal going on here, some sort of renewed relationship, renewed dynamic in the relationship, renewed expectations that are more equal, more balanced. Partnership. This doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. This can be a business partnership, a friendship, anything like that. More balance coming in here, a new pattern, a new cycle of balance. So show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. This is bringing full expression of who you are into a relationship, into a situation. Very much freely expressing your own feelings, your emotions, and what you think. You have all air signs here. And then you also have full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. So here we see the twins, though. This is about communication. Communication is coming in. That's going to clarify things. If you've made a proposal or something, it's coming back. The answer's coming. It's not lost in space. It's not getting lost. And I mean, I think we used to think that messages could get lost sort of in the internet. Like I could send it on my, Yahoo account and you could get, my phone did a thing there. So talk about communication. I was just saying how we used to think things would get lost, and then I got a text message which stops my whole phone. It's a setting. I put it on and I've tried to take it off and it didn't. I don't know anymore. So anyway, so that's what just happened, was a broken up communication, just like we were talking about communication. So the answers you need are coming, some sort of communication. We have 3 air signs here, all about communication. 2 very clearly referencing balance. I feel like with these 2 twins here, the Gemini, we have 2 people, and then Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini all present here. Heavy on the air sign. I don't really usually do the signs because I like each card to have its own meaning and its own meaning. Every time we see the Hermit, we can't just always be talking about a Virgo. I do that type of thing with specific questions. If you want to know like when something's going to happen, I can pull those cards for specific questions or specific people, but in a general like this, there's just no way that's gonna work. So This is all about communication and relating. And about you being honest, being clear, bringing your full self. There's probably been a relationship here where you've hidden who you are. You weren't communicating who you are at all. You were trying to pretend to be somebody else. And this is saying, be the real you. Bring that in, and some sort of answer, some sort of question you may have asked, or some sort of thing that you haven't been able to see before, you will be able to see it now. So this is important. This is all very positive, but there can be other ways, it's like this relationship dynamic is changing and is becoming a lot better, or whoever's coming in right now, you're being honest with them, and I think it's going to go pretty well. There is a situation, or there are situations like a friend, for instance, if you weren't honest at the beginning and then you realize, oh, I need to, share this part of myself with this person. My experience has been that occasionally there was a reason you didn't share that with that person and they didn't like it. So you knew it was going to end the friendship. I knew, where'd that hand gesture come from? I knew it was going to end the friendship by me being honest with myself. And I didn't want that. As I've aged, I don't want friendships where I'm not being myself. And if you don't like that, better to know sooner rather than later. So it could be taking that risk of being who you really are with a relationship and seeing, and then you're going to find out. You're going to find out if this is going to work or if this is not going to work. And if you couldn't see something before, you'll see it now. And that's what triggered my memory of like, oh, yeah, that's why I never brought that up before, because I knew it would end this friendship and she wouldn't be able to deal with that. So that's why I didn't bring that up before. So I was able to have forgiveness for myself for realizing that I knew what was going to happen once I brought that up. And when I did, it went exactly the way I thought it would, unfortunately. So, but that's not necessary. I'm just saying that you'll see something. You're going to find out whether this person can accept you as who you are or not, whether you're going to be able to have a relation. And this is saying you probably are. It's probably going to work out. You're probably going to be able to have a nice, balanced, honest communication relationship, or partnership or friendship with somebody. And then this one is the one that's really surprising me. We have soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. But look at this. We have this. All of these cards are present here. We have Aquarius, the water bringer, all this water right here. We have Gemini, the twins right here. And then we have this Libra, almost like the scales right here, right? So we have like Libra in exactly the order that I put them in. We have Libra, Aquarius, Gemini right here, stacked like that. Look, we almost have a triptych here too, in color-wise here. So this is kind of cool. There's a lot of repetition here from last week, only even within this reading. It is about your soul tribe, right? We can't find our soul tribe if we're not being the real you. Like that friend I had, I may have called her my soul tribe at one point, but once I was finally honest with her about a real part of myself, it was very clear she wasn't my soul tribe at all. It was just some sort of illusion based on me hiding aspects of myself that made me imagine that she was my soul tribe. But I knew the whole time that as soon as I brought this up, it would end, right? So I'm saying though that just not that that's what's happening here, but that in general, that's how you find your soul tribe, is by being honest, being emotionally honest about your feelings, about who you are. And that's the only way really to start off a relationship is with that full honesty and that full clarity of who you are, where you're coming from. And because it can't be a genuine friendship without that. You can't lie to people and then expect genuine connection. You can't call it your tribe if they think you're somebody you're not, right? So it's not your tribe. And even if they don't know that, you know that very well, that this isn't actually your tribe. If you're sitting there thinking if they really knew who I was, they wouldn't love me and accept me. One, that might not be true. Two, if that is true, then this isn't your tribe. What you doing hanging out with these people? Because that's not your people then. All right, so that was really interesting. Those 3 cards summarized by the Soul Tribe. And partnership, relationships, communication. Beautiful. All right, Sagittarius, here's your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. I'm a little freaked out here because your environment is the same as Scorpio and your recent past is the same as Libra. So it's just a little surprising here. Again, talk about repetition and that kind of thing. It's just a little strange. So in your recent past, you have the King of Cups. A lot of emotional maturity, someone that was able to manage their emotional liquor. They were able to deal with the tumult of life. This could have been you, someone you knew, someone from your past that you knew, able to deal with the tumultuous nature of life while maintaining a very solid, very grounded emotional center. Very emotionally centered. This is not about ignoring emotions. This is not about controlling emotions. See, he can't control the sea, but he has mastered his inner ocean. So I was calling this in the Libra one Poseidon of the inner ocean. Like he's mastered the inside. He's mastered his cup. He doesn't need to master what goes on around it. He doesn't need to control anything, control anybody else, because the control and the power all resides within. This is an emotional card too. This is about emotion, about being able to handle a wide variety of emotions, and not being thrown off. Not being thrown off your center, while also flowing with the emotions, while also experiencing them completely, but not letting it off kilter you or throw you off center. This is a level of mastery as far as emotional intelligence that I aspire to, for sure. I'm not quite there, but I aspire to that. It's possibly one of my favorite cards in the deck, that emotional groundedness while also flowing. It's a beautiful combination. In your current situation, you have 4 of Wands. I feel like I'm out of focus. Am I out of focus? I don't think I'm making this better. Never mind. Okay, then we have this 4 of Wands here. This is a leveling up. This is a public leveling up. This is our engagement card, our 11/11 card, which is funny because I am actually recording this on 11/11. So I think that that's an interesting thing to get that 11/11 card today. So 4 of Wands, but this is a leveling up, going public. A public offering. Maybe you're in a relationship and you're announcing it on social media today, or something like that, or you actually are getting engaged or married. So this is a leveling up. This is a showing off the fruits of your labors. Here's the work I've done so far. Here's the level up. We're at a 4, right? This is a really sweet spot. It's full of grace and loveliness and sweetness, and it's a very sweet spot. So it is leveling up. Like, this is what I have so far. It could be this is who I am so far. It is about relationships, especially in this deck. It is about a relationship going into sort of some next level, the next level. It is just leveling up, and it is moving forward. There's a public element to it, a celebration of, it's like, it's not the harvest festival. It's the summer festival. Like, we're not at the end of a season. We're like partway through a season, and we're showing what we have, what we've grown. There's a harvest festival aspect to it, but just the way I'm feeling about it right now is that this is more of a early harvest festival, and not like, all right, that's it. All the vegetables and fruits are in. This is like, a first fruits festival is how I feel, which I think is interesting coming in with this new moon in Libra card, a first fruits festival. And look at how balanced this card is as well. Like, we almost see the scales here too, that incredible balance and beauty. So something may have been unbalanced in the past and topsy-turvy and tumultuous, but here you are, or here somebody is managing it, handling it, able to handle the tumult. Now we've come into some sort of stability here, some sort of leveling up stability, because the harvest is your chickens have hatched, right? When you harvest, you've brought in what you've worked for. So this is a first fruits harvest festival where, you know, that first clutch of eggs has hatched, and we were able to count the actual chickens that actually came out. And so this is sort of like, I have counted my chickens now because they have emerged from the eggs. I am no longer an idiot for thinking something's going to happen, because it has happened now. So that's our Four of Wands. Very balanced too, a very, very balanced card. And these, I mean, there's just repeated levels of balance here and harmony. We have these wands that are balancing with each other, and then these wands with some tension between us. So both parties are balanced, and then the tension between them, or the whatever exists between them, is also balanced, and they're both sort of in balance with that thing. So fascinating, in my opinion. This is a very interesting read, which the Sagittarius reads almost always are the most fascinating for me to do. In your inner landscape, Seven of Cups, decisions, decisions, decisions. I almost see somebody with this 11-11 card. They're like, okay, well then, where's the wedding going to be? Now the wedding planning starts. What are the themes? What are the colors? What's the location? There's decisions, decisions, decisions. Maybe you're hoping to make a bunch of decisions. You might be feeling overwhelmed, afraid of how to move forward here, how to make a good decision. Ooh, how to make a good decision. I don't know. That's hard. I don't know. Don't ask me that. I'm not real good on that part. How to make a good decision. Seven of Cups, lots of options. So maybe you're hoping for lots of options, but it almost seems overwhelming here. So you could be hoping for lots of options. It's like going to the shoe store and you're like, there's so many cute shoes. So you could be hoping for that, or you could be hoping more like, so many cute shoes. Are you sure you have them all in my size? I don't really want to make this much decisions. This is too much to decide. This is stressing me out. I have a budget for one pair of shoes, and now there are 7 of them that are in my size and are super cute. So to me, that would be a very stressful situation. Even though it's a positive situation, it's a stressful positive. So possibly we're talking about a stressful positive situation where lots of decisions need to be made. And that's what's on your mind. You're thinking about that. You could be thinking about, this is your inner landscape, your interior, all sorts of decisions. This can also be about prioritizing. Now, what do I prioritize? How do I prioritize? What's my highest goal here? So that could all be stuff that you're thinking about. And then what's that issue? The issue that we're facing is going to be the Empress reverse. So it has to be about power. There could be a power struggle. You could be feeling powerless. Both parties could be somewhat powerless in this situation with this Emperor here. A lack of divine right. It could be a lack of divine right to move forward, because oftentimes when in relationships, especially if both people are kind and polite, it can be difficult to move it forward because no one feels like they have the ability to take the reins or the lead. So there could be a leadership vacuum here. There could be a sense of powerlessness. It has to do with power. It has to do with who's in charge. The ball's in whose court. There could be some confusion about the ball's in whose court. You don't have the ball in your court possibly because the answer is coming. The answer is not here yet. That clarity, that empowerment, not here yet. It's coming, but you don't have it yet. You do not have, the ball is, he holds this ball of power. So in my mind, I have turned that into the ball is in his court, right? But it's not in your court. You don't have it right now. You don't have the say. You maybe communicated something or said something. You could be looking at all the ways this could go, all the ways this communication could go wrong. I've introduced you to a bunch of ways this communication could go right or wrong. You've got a bunch of examples and stories in your head and experiences from your past where this could go wrong or right. It could just be a lot of possible outcomes that are a little bit overwhelming to you right now because you don't have the answer yet. You don't have clarity yet, or what you need, or the guarantee you need yet, something like that. And then we have the Devil card in your environment. There's something that's possessing you. There could be addiction issues. There's something that's separating you from your path. There could be a really destructive communication here. Here's our little ribbon, our little scroll of destructive communication. There could be some sort of hellish situation. It's interesting because this King of Wands is handling this all very nicely, but perhaps under the exterior of calm, there's this roiling hellscape going on. So maybe you're just appearing, or someone has in the past just appeared to be calm, but in fact, there is a little bit of a shit show going on. A hot, and I mean hot mess, right? So this is in your environment. Some sort of hot mess is in your environment. Pain, suffering, hellish hellscape here. Whew, that's your exterior. Wow. Because this other part looks so good. We've got this Four of Wands, it's leveling up. We're starting to feel a little overwhelmed with the possibilities. And then we have this hellscape going on around you that is not very fun, is very disruptive, is very difficult to deal with. And then your to-do list is this Nine of Swords. I don't think this is saying to have the nightmare. This is our nightmare card. This is a lot of thoughts, a lot of potentially true things, but we don't know for sure. Things coming in and they hurt our feelings and they hurt our mind and we feel hurt, but it's a mental anguish. So you could have been at this place where you were dealing with everything really, really well, and then there's some sort of leveling up, but you're not able to deal with the level up. It could be unleashing this whole, a lot of fears. This is anxiety. Fears, worries. This is general anxiety, right? We weren't talking about, like before with Scorpio, I was talking about very specific phobias that we can have, and that's all been well researched, and there's just a huge body of research. There's some really tried and true methods of dealing with it, with specific phobias. I'm not sure that we're dealing with a specific phobia here. I think we're dealing with a lot. I mean, we've got the Seven of Cups indicating some overwhelm going on in your subconscious, and then this showing up here. Yeah, this is where you need to deal with your mental hygiene again. You need to deal with what's true, what's not true, what was actually said, what was not actually said. Where have I imposed my fears and layered those over the words that were said? This is difficult work. One, it's a little bit humiliating to realize that you're causing your own mental anguish. That can be very embarrassing and difficult to deal with. And then having to shift out of that and be like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong about that. So this is facing your fears, though, is really what it is. Exploring them, analyzing them, facing them, dealing with them. I think allowing them to come up to the surface and dealing with your fears. You're feeling particularly powerless here. So powerlessness is a very anxiety-inducing situation. So you're being called to get analytical on your anxieties. There's like ABCD cognitive therapy methodology where I forget what it means, but I know you can look it up. And basically you say what actually happened. Then you say your beliefs about what happened. And then you say your conclusions about actually what happened, what you believe about what actually happened, what you've concluded, and then D is debate. Go back and debate yourself at these different points. Is that actually what happened? Like, be honest. Is that actually what they said, or did you add a couple nevers and always in there? Okay, so then belief. Do you believe that if this person says, I don't like what you did, that they're saying, I don't like you? Okay, so now we're debating, okay, they actually said, I don't like what you did. They didn't say I didn't like you. Okay, so then my belief about I don't like you means that maybe I'm worthless, right? Or anyway, I forget how it goes, but it's very helpful and useful. So deal with your fears, journal them out, write them out, talk about them. You're looking for your soul tribe, so maybe talk about some of your anxieties and fears with someone that's safe and reliable and possibly even trained in being a good listener. Not your typical Joe Blow like that, but a therapist or someone like that that's actually been trained in how to listen and not belittle, or listen and say actually helpful things after you've said what you've needed to say. So, and then you're heading out on a new journey. Woohoo! This feels like this new romantic cycle. That's what I was saying. I was wishing I would have put that at the end. A new relationship, a new journey. You're dealing with your fears, with your anxieties, with your issues here, and you're heading out. You're heading out, like you leveled up, and anytime we do a level up, a whole new host of subconscious issues and fears and overwhelm can assail us. So I think that's what you're dealing with. There was a new level reached, or a new situation reached, and it's opened up sort of some subconscious issues and a lot of fears here. And it could be your personal hell could be not hearing from this person. Your personal hell could be not having the ball in your court. But here you go, fool. You're heading out on a new journey with a lot of hope, a lot of inspiration. It's your journey. It's unique to you. There are some dangers here, of course. But look at your little dog, so excited to go with you. Ooh, I like this. We have a mean black dog, but look, this one has a collar on it. So someone needs to call this fucker back, right? We have a mean black dog jumping on you and yelling at you in the middle of the night, and then we have a little your black little heart and fears going to turn into a white little dog here that's jumping up and down. And excited to go forward. So there's going to be some excitement about moving forward once you deal with those fears. I just realized that I had to pause this, so this video is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Well, Kuan Yin was blessedly fast. What is this? How did... I think Scorpio just got this one too. Anyway, we have a message here that changes things. Mama and a baby. Grace carries you home. At the end of your efforts, when your resources are exhausted and you are without further recourse, I am there for you with loving, wild grace to carry you home. So some kind of grace coming in here. I really love this because this totally looks like you're at the end of your resources here. Internal overwhelm, anxiety that needs to be dealt with, really. And this hellish hellscape, something that is really just triggering the crap out of you. Just funny because this first part of this reading was so sweet. All right, Sagittarius. There were a lot of repetitions, okay? So Sagittarius, thank you so much for your likes and your subscribes and your comments. I very much appreciate them. And I hope you have a great week. And bon voyage on your new journey, fool.